Chapter 32, verse 13. So Yaakov Avinu was praying to Asa, and we're studying in memory of Rabbi Yosef's father, whose yahrzeit is tonight. And so he says, Marta, Yaakov says, you said you will do good for me. Actually, we did Pasuk Yud Gimel yesterday. So we also did Yodalad. So it says that he sent a gift. And now what's the gift? Pasuk Tesvav. That's what we're up to. Paraklam base Pasuk Tesvav. And he sent the gift to Esav. What was the gift? He sent Izim Osayim. He sent 200 goats to Yashim Esrim, 22 Tayashim. A Tayash is basically a ewe. So he sent 20. He sent two. He sent
male goat.
Yeah, he sent 200, but Rashi is going to talk about the comparison. Why is he sending 200 female goats and only 20 ewes, or male goats? And then it states, Rechelim Asayim, he sent 200 lambs, Ve'elim Esrim, and 200 female rams, and uh, uh, um, excuse me, he sent 200 female goats, 20 male goats, 200 female lambs, and or 200 female sheep and 20 male sheep. So what's with the ratios here?
Well,
Rashi.
that's obvious.
Okay, Deborah, it's obvious.
You need more females than you do males. If you have too many males, all you have is fights. But the males can procreate over and over and over again with different animals, but the females can only be pregnant so often.
Right. So that's what Rashi says. That's what Rashi says. Matayim 200 she goats, tzrichos asrim tayashim. 200 female goats require 20 male goats to to procreate. He sent the males corresponding to the number of females that are needed. But and the Midrash learns from here the expectation of marital relations with humans. Because the Torah tells us that a male is required to be with his wife, but it doesn't state how often. It says Sherasak Susav Onasa. Onasa means the husband has to be with his wife intimately. It doesn't say how often. So here the Torah says Atayalim. That means those who are just like pensioners. They're not working. They're just basically like trust fund babies. They stay home all day. Then they're responsible to be with their wife b'chol every day. Apolim, those who are workers, so they work hard, but they're at home every day. So those are shtayim b'Shabbos, twice a week. Achamarim, the donkey drivers, they keep long hours. They're once a week. Hagamalim, the camel drivers, they travel a lot. So achas l'shoshim yom. So only once every 30 days. Hasafanim, the sailors, achas l'shisha chodashim, once every 6 months. Because they really travel. Rashi says, I don't really see how this midrash relates exactly with this verse. But it means, we learn from here, that it depends upon the person's job. Because we see from here that he gave each he-goat 10 she-goats, because 20 times 10 is 200. And also for the rams, because the males in those species don't work. So therefore they mate more often. But in the next verse, it's going to tell us the different ratio. And so too for every single, but in the next verse, and once an animal becomes pregnant, it no longer accepts a male. But for bulls, which work, well, Moser was Zachar el Arba Nekevos. It gave for each bull 4 females. And for a donkey, which goes on long trips, it just gave 2 females to each male. And for camels, it goes 1 female per male. So basically, you see from here that depending how much work you have, that's how often you have to be with your wife. And this was part of the responsibility because in those days, the husbands had many wives. So they had to make sure that they gave ona literally means time. You have to spend time with your wife. That's part of a husband's responsibility. Okay.
Rabbi, two comments. One is, I'm not sure if it's the Gemara or not, but this is the only verse in the whole that ends with a final mem every single word. And the second is that I wrote a small article about occupations today, and the most that they cosmonaut was in space was 438 days, which is more than a year and a half. And so today we changed things even more severely than the time of the Gemara, where those times the most 6 months, and we had a year and a half plus. So
yeah, it all depends upon the job you have. Exactly. Okay, so let's look at the next verse. It says, "Gemalim menikos," nursing camels, uvenehem, and their offspring 30. Parot arba'im, 40 cows, uparim asara, and 10 and 10 bulls. Atonot esrim, 20 female donkeys, vayaram asara, and 10 male donkeys. So we see it's all proportional to the work. Rashi says, why does it say nursing camels with their children? So the Midrash says it's not their young, but Banei Hem, but those who build them. Zachar Kinegin Nekeva, that for the camels, for each female, there was 1 male. Well, because a camel is modest while it mates, the verse did not publicize it. I didn't know that camels were modest where they mate. Is that true, Aryeh? I never heard of that. That would be unusual. Usually animals are not modest about their mating.
the Gemara,
maybe I'm gonna.
we would have learned from cats.
We learned modesty from cats. Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
okay.
But I think that's about the bathroom, not about.
Or about eating. They don't. About
sexual mating.
I'm going to ask the Grok this question. Oh, there you go, guys. Okay, beautiful. Okay, Judah, did you do that? Okay, beautiful. Okay, let me just ask this question to Grok, see what they say. Most animals do not mate this, but there are some animals that do, like the big cats, but wolves, penguins. Okay, hold on. No, there's no animal that really hate. Very few animals mate discreetly. Oh, Mordechai and Aviva, thank you, and Norai, welcome back, and Judah. We're on chapter 32, verse 17. Arya, you want to read the pasuk? Okay, fine. So, Norai, what page are we? Oh, anybody have the page? What page? 179. 179. Norai, Vakasha. 17. Vayitain. No, you're in the wrong book, Judah. You got to get the book in front of Mordechai and Aviva. There's a chumash. They're going to pass it to you. Chapter 32, verse 7. Vayitain. Yud Zayin? Yeah, Yud Zayin. No, that's the next one. They have it a little, their numbers are off. Go one earlier. Vayitain biyadav adav.
No.
Yeah, perfect. Excellent. So he gives the animals to his servants. He gave each one to his servants a separate flock. And he said to his servants, "Ivru pass before me. Make a space between each herd." Rabbi Mark Gittler, who gives an excellent shiur every day. By the way, we started 2 new shiurim this week. Rowie gives 5 minutes every day of chizik at 1:35, and Rabbi Mark does the parsha every day from 2 to 2:15. He brought up the question: why is he not giving all the gifts all at once? Why does he do a space in between each gift? Why doesn't he send all the gifts at once? What's the answer? What do you think, Judah?
It could make you enjoy getting each one individually.
Exactly right, Judah. That he gets each one individually, and he feels a special. It's called. There was a psychological word for it he used. I don't remember what the word was, but it interrupts the anger by each time you're appeasing him over time. So if you want to make up, let's say you have a girlfriend, and you want to really find favor in her eyes, no, right? Instead of giving her one gift for $100 over 10 days, each day you give her a gift for $10. That's a better strategy.
Sounds like you had to employ that.
No, I just learned this here from Rashi. This is from Rabbi Mark Gittler. I know, I never in my life had that trick.
I'll try that trick.
It's not a trick. It's a technique. Trick makes it seem like
it's a strategy.
No, she should try it on you, no, right? You don't have to try anything on her. She should try it on you. All right.
Don't do them 10 days in a row. Speaking as a woman, don't do them 10 days in a row.
Okay, all right. You're getting advice, real world advice here. Each flock. Take a day's journey in between each gift. Rashi says 1 day or less, and I'll come after you. The Revach Tasimon, put space. One herd should be in front of the other, the fullness of an eye, so as to satiate the eye of that evil one and to astound him over the immensity of the tree. It also looks bigger. If you do it over time, it looks bigger. It looks bigger that way. Okay, these are techniques how to win friends and influence people that Yaakov was doing to Esav. All right, Noam, bavakasha, please read verse 18.
Vayitzav et harishon lemor ki yifgeshecha Esav achi ushelcha lemor lemi ata ve'ana telech ulmi ele lefanecha.
Okay, let's look at this pasuk. Vayitzav et harishon lemor, and he commanded the first one, saying, Ki yifgashcha Esav achi, when your brother Esav will meet you, and he'll ask you, saying, Lemi ata, to whom are you, and where are you going? Lemi ele lefanecha, who are these people before you? Esav is going to ask you. He says that Esav is going to ask these gifts. Who are you from? Who's sending it to you? Rashi says. And who are the ones that are before you? Okay. Next pasuk, Judah. Vamarta.
Vamarta
Le'avdecha
leYaakov mincha ki shalucha.
So I just want to show you. You see, when there's the lamed with a patach followed by an aleph, you put the lamed with the aleph because the aleph technically doesn't really have a sound. So it's
ladoni.
Exactly. Ladoni.
Le'esav.
Le'esav, right?
Le'esav v'hineh ganfu acharim.
Excellent reading. So you shall say, Marta. You shall say, this will be your answer. It's for your servant Jacob. That's who it's from. Yaakov. He's flattering him with his words. He says, Mincha yishlucha. It's a gift that's sent to you. Ladoni le'esav. He's speaking very humbly. And behold, he too is behind us. Rashi says, I'm sorry, you had a question?
He's really kind of scared to see stuff.
It could be that he's scared, but it could also be it could be that it's anxious, but it could also be just flattery and sending gifts. That's what these gifts work. That's why these gifts work. That's why they're illegal to give to somebody who's basically lobbying techniques.
Didn't he have 400 people, soldiers with him?
Yeah, it said that he's coming to greet you with 400 men.
He doesn't have any soldiers.
Right. So he has money.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Money. So if you had 400 soldiers and you had we could have the guy out to his birthday, you'd be scared too.
Well, he bought the birthright.
Well, for a bowl of soup. Well, that's true.
Okay, so you should answer the first question first, the last one last. If you say, "Who are you?" You say, "I am your servant Jacob." Okay. Next pasuk. No, all right. Vakasha. Hold on. Let me just text my people. Go on, all right. You read it. Read it loud. No. We just read that. Read the next one. Oh. Vayitzav. Go, Norai. Go. Vakasha.
ויצב גם את השני, גם את השלישי, גם את כל האלפים אחרי העדרים, לאמור כדבר הזה תדברו אל
עשיו
לכם אותם.
Exactly. Okay, and you should command the second one, the third one to give the same answers. Just like this, you should speak to Esav wherever you find him. Okay, Noam, Vakasha.
ואמרתם גם הנה עבדך יעקב אחרינו.
And you should also say, so who's he saying this? He's saying to them, say also these words, our servant Yaakov is behind us. Your servant Yaakov is behind us. Go on.
כי אמר אכפרה פניו במנחה ההולכת לפני ואחרי כן יראה פניו אולי יישא פניי.
Exactly. Because and you should say Yaakov is behind us, Yaakov your servant, because he said achapra panav. What does that mean? The word kapara, what does kapara mean?
Atonement.
Exactly. So what does it mean? Achapra, I will atone his face. What does that mean? Rashi will have to tell us. With a gift that goes before me, and then afterwards I'll see his face. Maybe he will forgive me. Rashi says, what does it mean? Achapra panav. I will neutralize his wrath. Rashi says, it shows that the word kapara can mean neutralize or cleansing, kinuach. And Rashi says this is in Aramaic. Gives other examples of that. Okay, Judah. Vatavor. You see, he's reading only one pasuk because he got the bright pasuk. Go on.
ותעבור המנחה על פניו והוא לן בלילה חזו במחנה.
Right, so the mincha passed in front of him. He gave the gifts, and he slept that night in the camp. Okay, what does that mean? Look at Rashi. Rashi says, as before him. And the Midrash explains what is al panav. Afu sharoy bekas. That means that Yaakov was very upset that he needed all this. Al panav can be he was upset. It's also in modern Hebrew slang. Al panim means you're very upset. So they got that phrase, you're upset, comes from this Rashi. Al panim, I think. Okay. Oh, Rabbi Yosef disappeared. Maybe, hopefully he's coming back. Okay, now we Norai, Vakasha, Vayakam.
וקם בלילה הוא ויקח את שתי נשים ואת שתי שופטיו ואת אחד אשר
Asar.
ידיו ויבואו את מעבר
Yabok.
יבוק.
Okay, so he got up that night. He took his 2 wives and his 2 maids and his 11 children, and he crossed the Yavok Pass, the Yavok Ford. What's a ford? It's a place where you could cross a river, I guess. What's a ford? It's the passing, like a bridge or something. So he took his 11 children. Where was Dinah?
Right.
So Rashi says, where was Dinah? What'd you say, Aryeh?
Wonderful. It was wonderful.
So Rashi says he put her in a box and he closed the box on her that Esav shouldn't look at her. And that's why Jacob was punished because he withheld her from his brother. Maybe she would have returned him to his righteous ways. And therefore she fell into the hands of Shem. But is that really such a crazy thing? Esav is coming that you don't want to expose your daughter to an army of 400 men? Would anybody think that that's bad advice? So the Teretz has to be that Yaakov knew for sure that she would have been successful in taking him.
Should be what? What's he got?
Would have been successful in
He sort of taken Dina.
that if she had married him, she knew for sure he just didn't want her to be he didn't want Esav to become better. He knew for sure. That's the only way that Rashi makes sense, because otherwise, what's the big deal? Most people would say, "Good afternoon, Kobe. So good to see you." Most people would say, "We don't want our daughter to be exposed to a bad guy with his 400 hooligans who are following him."
Right.
Okay, no, I'm reading the next one.
ויקחם ויעבירם את הנחל ויעבר את אשר לו.
Right. So he took them, and he brought them across the stream, and he brought across that which was his. What does that mean? The animals and the movables. Rashi says he made himself like a bridge, taking from here and putting it down on the other side. Now is one of the most poignant verses in the whole Torah, verse 25. When a moving verse. Kobe, you have the page?
Yeah.
You read it. Vayivater.
Which
Well, we have it as Chafei, but you probably have it as Chaf Dalet. Okay, go on.
ויוותר?
Yeah.
ויוותר יעקב לבדו בבית איש אמו עד אלו ושכר.
Exactly. Vayivaser Yaakov levado. Yaakov was left by himself, and the man struggled with him until the dawn. So why was Jacob by himself? Rabbi Mark Hitler again had a beautiful discussion about this, but I just want to point out what Rashi says. Shachach pachim kitanim. He forgot very small jars, and he went back for them. The Midrash says that these pachim were what of nonsense is this? You're going back for a small jar? What, Yaakov Avinu, he's running around to recycle a can? I mean, come on. So the Midrash says that this is the same pach of oil that was found on Hanukkah. I mean, it's just trying to connect the miracles. And then a man struggled with him.
Also, Rabbi, the word
Yeah.
levado is only mentioned in the whole Tanakh in reference to Hashem and to Yaakov.
We just saw the word levado a couple of verses ago. It says in verse 17, and he put in the hands of his servants one flock by itself, levado.
But about people.
Oh, okay, fine. I'm just saying.
That's okay. So no, I don't know if it's Avram Fried or somebody else, but he sings that V'nisgav Hashem levado is Vayivater Yaakov levado. That we should know that we are never really truly levad. We are always with.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Okay. So let me just share with you. I said every day, God willing, we're going to share before we stop to daven mincha. We're going to share from the seeds of wisdom of this book of the Rebbe. So I want to share this book to you. So you're gonna predict what the Rebbe would say. So this is a beautiful book called Seeds of Wisdom. So the father of a young man visited the Rebbe to share his frustration. If only the Rebbe would help my son decide whom to marry, I'm sure he'd be married in no time. What do you think the Rebbe said? He's saying he wants the Rebbe to decide who his son should marry. What do you think the Rebbe said? What do you think, Norai? Comes to the Rebbe, says, basically, tell my son who he should marry. What do you think the Rebbe responded to that?
Not gonna say I'll decide. You say it has to,
Yeah,
it's your son's decision.
to not rush like marriage.
He says, why'd you say Mordechai? This is what the Rebbe said. This Rebbe was one smart man. He says, I don't like to make shidduch decisions for my Hasidim. If he will make this decision based on my choice, he might later regret a decision that wasn't truly his own. Perhaps he'd be married quickly, but would he be married happily? That's because in a lot of Hasidic circles, they say to the Rebbe, who should we marry? So we don't understand just how revolutionary he says, no, you decide. I'm not going to decide who you should marry.
He's saying.
he got,
Yeah. No, he's saying it has to be your responsibility. It might not be a happy marriage.
But the self-protection.
I don't think he was worried about self-protecting. That's not what it was. He was saying it's your job. It's not my decision who you marry. It's your decision. He wasn't worried about. He wasn't consulting with his lawyer. No.
Yeah, I know that. I would say, don't take that on yourself, because if it comes out poorly.
That's what he said.
You look like you.
In the Unification Church,
Yeah.
they have these enormous.
Yeah. They don't do that.
Thousands of people.
Right.
He didn't do
When
it.
they met the day of the wedding.
All right, we'll stop here. Baruch Hashem. We'll stop here. And David Mincha.